getting back from Align, looking at where Align's at. So right now I mentioned their penetration within an office is about 20% aligners to total starts. Okay. So 80% still is your brackets and wires. 20% is an aligner. Align's CEO believes that in order to really benefit from the synergies or of the aligner and to make other efficiencies happen, you got to have 80% penetration into your office. So that's going from 20 to 80, right? So that's going up four times. Okay. So that's in the existing marketplace. So that's gargantuan growth in this space, relatively speaking. Yep. Now, the space that we're playing in is that there are 100 million folks in the U.S. that could benefit from some sort of orthodontic treatment. 100 million. Okay. There's only 3 to 4 million people that are currently in treatment. Okay. So there's 96 million roughly that are out there that either don't care, they're unaware, or they can't afford treatment. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier in the call, Align and Smile Direct Club, and Smile Direct Club is going after, that 96 million basically, and they're trying to cut price and get people that can't afford into the mix. And then they're also spending $250 million, along with Align's 50 million, so 250. They're spending that to raise awareness, right? Like you absolutely need orthodontic treatment, right? Because it's something that's never gone to consumer until Align came to the marketplace. It's always been, hey, go to my dentist. And then the dentist says, hey, your teeth are messed up. Oh, you need to go to your orthodontist. And then your orthodontist. So, that's how the channel worked. There was no direct-to-consumer marketing, advertising, none of that. So the consumer wasn't necessarily aware or educated. Now the consumer is super aware, super educated, and every year they're dumping $250 million into this market space to keep consumers aware, because we know, being in the orthodontic profession, walking around, I know that, 1 out of 3 people that I look at, there's 300 million Americans, need some type of orthodontic treatment. Maybe it's more, in some form or fashion, right? So making people aware of it, which is a definite opportunity, and then bringing the price down to where they can actually afford it, is something that, what Align's doing with some of their Signature and Signature Plus offerings, trying to compete with Smile Direct Club, and then Smile Direct Club is obviously doing that to try to gain that 96 million. So if you think about it, the 3 to 4 million right now are penetrated at 20%. They believe, Align believes that 3 to 4 million is going to be penetrated at 80%, or should be penetrated at 80%. And so that's a big growth, right, just in the current existing space. But then if you add in this other 96 million and start convincing even 1 million or 2 of them to jump in, now your market growth is just massive, massive, massive. So that's where I think there's a huge opportunity in this whole aligner space. And then the other piece of it is that if 3M's launched an aligner, Ormco's going to launch an aligner, everybody's going to be walking around with an aligner. So all these sales reps who, for years and years and years have defended against it to try to sell their brackets and wires, they're now going to be like, yeah, let's start doing an aligner. Because what happens is, for a sales rep selling a bracket and wire for $200 a case, now they're going to sell an aligner from anywhere from $1,200 to $1,800 a case. So if you do the math on that as a sales rep, they go up minimum 6x on their revenue, and it becomes a very lucrative opportunity for them. So they for every 1 aligner they sell, they can lose 5 bracket cases and still make out even.
Got it. Maybe like on the biggest risks to like Danaher or the dental division when it becomes standalone.
The biggest risks? The good thing is they'll still make money because their margins are really good. It's just, and I wouldn't say that because they're part of Danaher now that they're getting a ton of funding from the Danaher mothership. So that's not necessarily a risk that they'll be underfunded. I think, and they're going to use the same Danaher business principles that they've, deployed, and that leadership team will come over and run the company the way Danaher's run. So all that stuff's going to come over. I guess my risk is can they innovate? Because they haven't had a good track record of innovation, whether it's Ormco or whether it's Cavo Kerr. And now, it looks like Nobel Biocare is getting beat out by Strong.